Gotcha. So we got some Twitter questions that I just wanted to make you answer quickly. So one question that I think was
Yeah,
pretty good was about, is this only for salmon farms? And of course, like you can just say that it's not, but that's has been the focus in Norway at least, the software.
absolutely. We have the opinion that aquaculture is not going to grow without Norway, and we're talking globally, right? Software, tech, data, it's going to be applicable no matter what ocean market you want to look at, but we don't think it's going to happen without Norway being a part of it. Norway sets the example, so that has been our focus. If it doesn't work in Norway, it's going to be really hard to work anywhere else.
If it, let me say it like this, after visiting Brazil, if it doesn't work in Norway, I don't think you will go to Brazil and build it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So the other part was a bit about general tips to startups. Have you seen anything or changed your mind about anything that you are very keen to tell founders when you talk to them? Because this is a great platform to share some insights that maybe can help people. Because I mean, a startup even can be it's the same journey if you're building tech or you're building something else. At least many of the times you face the same issues with scale, hiring, culture, etc. Is there something
Yeah.
that you feel is so important to tell the founders that are maybe thinking about starting or have just started building?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard it a lot, and we heard it from some of our, one of a big inspiration of mine, the founder of Pacifico Seafood out of Baja, Mexico. He told us on our first meeting was, you know, the startup life isn't that grand. Like, make sure if you're going to do this, be committed to it. Like, is this what you're willing to dedicate 5, 10, 15 years to really work on? Like, that's the mentality you got to have going in. And I know, in the last decade or so, startups have become a very kind of grand vision, right? It's the startup lifestyle. It's very sexy from what the media portrays it at. But if you really want to solve the problems, you got to be really dedicated. And at the time, the person that we talked to, John and I were a couple months in. He had no idea whether we could be committed. We felt like we definitely were. But that's something every founder, and if you're going to jump into it, I think you got to have the right mindset. We were committed to it, but we've had to prove it, right? We've had to be in Norway for a few years, and that's when people start to really recognize that you are definitely serious. But I think that's the mindset. You got to make sure that whatever you're working on is something you're passionate about and something you can put in, a big chunk of your professional career into.
That's so important because that basically means that if you have a great business idea that you think can make money in year 2, 3, but if you're not committed to working on it for at least 5 years, probably you should think about if you should start it, right?
Yeah,